And it is my great pleasure to have two people with us here today. They have a film called Land, Water, People, Time. And welcome. I have Cynthia Gomez,
Yes.
producer.
Thank you.
Welcome, Cynthia. And Daniel Valerio. Thank you, and congratulations for getting your film into the festival. As I understand it, it is a documentary short. It's a work in progress, but it still made it into the festival.
Right, we're very excited to have it here. We've been working for the last year and a half on this, and have been very successful in getting it onto the public and accepted into film festivals, even as an early cut. I think it's that. Engaging, and it really tells a great story about people in New Mexico.
It's a New Mexico-based story. Now, we want to get into the film itself, of course. I do want to talk a bit about the fact that the people involved in this movie are all from New Mexico, northern New Mexico. You were just mentioning that you come, Daniel, you are from Santa Cruz, is that correct?
From Alcalde, but
Okay.
it's about the people in northern New Mexico and for the Rio Grande National Heritage Area, which is designated a heritage area in 2006 by Congress. There's, I think, 55 national heritage areas, and there's only 5 that are west of the Mississippi, so the rest are east of the Mississippi. So it's a story about the landscapes, and we have beautiful landscape, but it's about the people and the uniqueness of the people and how they've enriched their lives with the water, the rivers, and the mountains in the north.
Very good.
And the history of New Mexico is very unique and very long. Before the United States colonized the area, it was colonized by Spain, and it was lived in by a lot of native indigenous peoples. And so there's a long history of people, culture coming together, influencing each other's lives in different ways. And the landscape, the weather, as you can see today, it's snowing and very difficult to get around when it's snowing. Can you imagine living without the vehicle and without the conveniences that we had in the past, or that we have today, to live in the past that way? And so it had a truly different kind of impact on the lives and the quality of life and the relationships between people, whether they're tribal or the Spanish or the Anglo settlers who were bringing in their families from the West. We have all had great influences on each other's culture and life, and these are some of the stories of their experiences and their way of living that are of value, and people still want to hold on and nourish and nurture the culture that's here in New Mexico, and it's what makes New Mexico unique.
Yes. New Mexico, while there are big cities in New Mexico, Albuquerque and Santa Fe, it is a very rural state.
Right.
I bet that you have put some miles on making this movie, traveling back and forth between the various...
We've traveled all the way up to the Jicarilla Apache Nation to film a 72-mile horse race, which was intertribal horse race, and just and rodeo, and it was just a really incredible experience to be up there. And we've been to the mines in the San Pedro mines in the Estancia Valley. We've been to Taos. We've pretty much been almost everywhere in the 3 counties that we're traveling. And Danny can talk a little bit more about that.
It's basically merging of the cultures and how the people have come together to coexist. I mean, a lot of people don't realize that New Mexico was, or northern New Mexico was one of the first settled capitals in the Americas. I mean, San Gabriel was the first capital there near San Juan, and it was settled in 1498, which was 18 years before Plymouth Rock. So we have a rich culture of history here that dates back, and then it predates there to the Native American tribes and how they coexisted. The Pueblos, the Apache Nation, the Utes, all the different tribes. Because when you look back in history, there were probably almost 180 different pueblos that have already coexisted up here, And it's hard to imagine that in 1200 AT, that there were over 250,000 people living in the Four Corners area.
Oh my goodness.
So it was, it was a thriving civilization before Europeans came to the New World.
Oh, amazing. Now, for people that can't be here at the festival, how can they find out about your film? They want to support you, want to see it, as have a screening of some kind. How can they find you?
Well, we have a we don't have our webpage set up yet. We're working on that right now, but we do have an email address. It's cjg505 at comcast.net, and I can be reached by that email. And then also on hopefully on B-side, we can have some information put up there also for contact. I noticed that that's something that we need to get done. So we'll be fundraising for the next 6 months to complete the film, and we are going to be premiering it in 2010. So we have a lot of work ahead of us. We have so much material that we pulled together that it's so valuable. We can't use it all in the film, but we will be contributing it to the state archives for historical purposes.
It seems like there would be a great opportunity to have some educational materials that come along with it. And again, the name of the film is Land, Water, People, Time. I love that title. It's so elegant. I think it probably sums up very much what your film is about. May I ask you, technically, and we're going to be speaking later with David Lindblom a little bit more about the actual creation of the film. What did you shoot on?
The Panasonic HVX is the cameras that we're using, and then we're doing a lot of photography as well.
Okay. Yeah. Wonderful. Well, again, is there anything in particular that you'd like our viewership to know right at this moment?
Well, we're just really excited to be here. We're thrilled to be part of the Santa Fe Film Festival. We consider it a real honor and privilege to be a part of it, considering we're still a work in progress, and that says a lot about our work so far. I think there's a lot of integrity in that.
Very good. Well, congratulations again. The name of the film is Land, Water, People, Time. It screens twice at the Santa Fe Film Festival. It plays today at 11:30 at the Museum of Contemporary History, correct? Is that the Contemporary Arts, Museum of Contemporary Arts. It also plays Sunday at 1:30 p.m. at the same location. Our guests are Cynthia Gomez, producer, and Daniel Valerio. Thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thank you, Bridget.